What up, everybody? So, guess what happened in Mexico? The riots have begun again because Gen Z is getting tired of living in a narco state. And they have a president that is just all she cares about is protecting the cartels. This is ridiculous, dude. Like, how can you live in a country where you know every politician that's going to be voted into power is going to be 100% backed by the cartel? And remember, the Democrats were taking Mexico's side when Trump was playing hardball with them. Remember that? The Democrats were taking a narco state's side.
Protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than 100 police officers were injured in these violent clashes outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators, many of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good morning to the United States and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth, it's the Mexican people. It's not about the left, it's not about the right, it's about the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest. We're all together for a better country, and we see it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico, and it was pretty impressive from our part to see it for the first time. And we were actually there, so we're very happy of the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
Nacho, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country which you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day, every single day, of course they are shocked. Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because we don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest.
Yes.
Not with a flag of any political party, no, because they are killing us.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Okay, so what do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what
He's afraid to answer this question.
Mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes it pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican government. Yeah. This is sad, but what we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing. There's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families, that they are saying, how can this be happening? And when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's happening in the country, something's going on. And that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in public with his wife and his child there, but then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico, and the Mexican people are sick of it. President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels in Venezuela, and of course, they're a transnational network, and that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, will you help me? But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho, especially Generation Z? Because Generation Z is the one who is sort of fueling this protest. In fact, Claudia Scheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest.
She's trying to get them killed.
Putting a list out for the cartels. Yep. So tell me, do the young people like you want the help from President Trump's administration and from our military?
The Generation C want peace. We don't care if that peace come with American flag
from anyone.
In the left arm or the right arm. We don't care. We want peace. The situation we're living in Mexico is crazy. It's crazy, and we have a president who prefers to talk about influencers and content creators
than the cartel,
instead of fixing the real problem, which as Leo said, which is the cartels.
Yeah.
Last word, Leo.
It's insane.
What the problem is? We all know it.
Yeah, you know that
she
the
prefers
problem
to
insane,
look the other way.
Correct. Last word, Leo. Do the Mexican people, does Generation Z Mexicans want President Trump to eradicate the cartels, even if that includes military work, military actions?
I think that's a great question, Rachel. And I think this question works for every single country that is facing such a big and important problem, such as in Mexico. When the Mexican people is in these conditions, when the Mexican people is desperate, as Nacho said, we don't care if it's Russia. We don't care if it's Russia.
Yeah, like,
we don't
someone
care
help
if
us,
it's the
please.
United States. We just want collaboration. We just want collaboration
With
to end this
someone.
problem for once and for all. We want peace for the Mexican people. We want growth for the Mexican people. We want the future Mexican kids to be in a state of peace, not in a state of war and in a state of insecurity.
Chaos.
We don't want it anymore.
Yeah. Well, you are our neighbors, our biggest trading partners. What happens in Mexico should matter.
This is what happens when you have the boomer class make a promise to the younger generation of something that is just non-existent. And this is, I want people to understand that this is going to happen in America, because if something doesn't change drastically in the next 4 years, because Gen Z was promised a lie. They were promised a lie. With unfettered immigration, all these illegals, millions of illegals draining resources, are the national debt rising to what, 37 trillion? Every kid that's born today is already $100,000 in the hole to the government. So this idea of a future for Gen Z is like non-existent if we don't change a lot right now. And this is why Mexico is doing what it's doing right now, because they were promised something that they're just not going to get. So let's take a look at some of these clips from the right. This is in front of the president's home or whatever, like the White House. She's not even. They knew this was gonna happen. They saw the protests online. They built all this. Oh yeah. He's like this awesome. You guys stick his hand in? With that. Oh, they got it! They got it! They got it! Revolution! Revolution! Ándale, ándale, ándale. Damn it. Look at that. Oh! Oh, man. Yeah, go, go, go. Oh, shit. Good for that, dude. Yeah, she's like, you go. Okay, so this is before they got on. Let's look at some of the other. Uno, dos, tres. Dos, tres. Yeah. Uno, dos, tres. Yeah. Dos, tres. Yeah. Dos. Go down. Yeah. Damn, that would have been cool if they had gotten it. They got it! Yeah! All right. These guys are fighting against socialism. Now, you're going to hear a lot of cope in the next couple days because leftists are going to see this and say this is all some kind of like psyop or something, you know, some blue anon conspiracy theory, because they think Gen Z all supports socialism, so they can't handle the notion of Gen Z rioting because of rejecting their socialist president. Okay, here we go, dude. This is when it starts to kick off. Shit's starting to kick off now. Okay, so now we got some footage of the officers being attacked. Oh, he fucking... Oh, shit! Oh, he's laid out! He's laid him up. Dude. Oh, they got their... They got the whole thing bleeped out. Shit was really starting to kick off. Looks like they started to protect him. He was getting beat. had enough, bro. They rallied all Gen Z. They got them going back in the back right there. Right here. These guys are drawing. Wow. That was crazy. Alright, man, let me know what you think, dude. Gen Z, they're getting sick of socialism, man. Don't listen to what these libtards are telling you. They are seeing what is happening in their country, and there is no country left for them. It's completely controlled by the cartels. Alright, if you liked the video, let me know in the comments. If you didn't, tell me why you're so gay. Alright.